Amrithavarsha, and today I'll be discussing some of the most significant cyber attacks in history, their impact, and the lessons we can learn from them. Cybersecurity threats are constantly evolving, making it crucial for ethical hackers, security professionals, and IT experts to stay informed. So, understanding past cyber attacks helps us build better defenses for the future. Cyber attacks are one of the biggest threats in today's digital world. But what exactly is a cyber attack? A cyber attack is a deliberate attempt to steal, damage, or disrupt digital systems, often targeting individuals, businesses, or even governments. Attackers use various techniques, from hacking into networks to spreading malware with different motives, such as financial gain, espionage, or even political agendas. So, cyber attacks are happening at an alarming rate. Every 39 seconds in the world, a new attack occurs somewhere in the world. Cybercrime is expected to reach $10.5 trillion in damages annually by 2025, making it more profitable than the global drug trade. In 2023 alone, over 8 billion records were exposed in data breaches, affecting millions of people and businesses. So, how cyber attacks have evolved significantly over the years. In the early 2000s, attacks were mostly simple viruses and website defacements. In the 2010s, we saw the rise of ransomware, large scale data breaches, and nation state cyber warfare. Today, cyber criminals use AI driven attacks, phishing scams, and cloud security vulnerabilities to target victims more efficiently than ever before. So, in the following slides, we'll explore some of the most notorious cyber attacks and what we can learn from them. Malware. Malware is malicious software designed to disrupt, damage, or gain unauthorized access to systems. One of the most severe types of malware is ransomware, which encrypts files and demands a ransom for decryption. So, some of the biggest ransomware attacks include WannaCry 2017 attack. It was a global ransomware outbreak affecting over 2 lakh systems in 150 plus countries. Next, NotPetya 2017 attack. This caused billions in damages, primarily targeting businesses. Next, Logbit ransomware attack. This was one of the most active ransomware groups targeting organizations worldwide. So, how do we prevent it? By keeping software updated to fix vulnerabilities, by using strong endpoint protection, and by regularly backup your data, by avoiding clicking on suspicious links or email attachments, as these are the common entry points for ransomware. Now let's dive into WannaCry ransomware attack of 2017. It was one of the most devastating cyber attacks in history. It spread across 150 plus countries, crippling hospitals, banks, and businesses. The attack exploited an unpatched Windows vulnerability called Eternal Blue, allowing the malware to spread rapidly without user intervention. Organizations that failed to update their systems became easy targets. So, the best defense against such attacks is keeping software and systems updated to patch vulnerabilities before cybercriminals exploit them. Cybersecurity is all about staying ahead of threats. Next, data breaches. A data breach happens when sensitive, confidential, or protected data is exposed to unauthorized individuals. This can result from cyber attacks, insider threats, or even weak security practices. Let's look at some of the major data breaches. In 2017, Equifax suffered a breach exposing 147 million personal records, including social security numbers. In 2019, Facebook had a 540 million user data leak due to poor database security. In 2021, LinkedIn saw 700 million user profiles breached, affecting nearly 90% of its user base. So, how can we prevent this? By using strong passwords and enabling multi-factor authentication by being mindful of the information we share online, by regularly monitoring our financial and online accounts for suspicious activity. Let's look into the Equifax data breach 2017. Equifax, one of the largest credit reporting agencies, suffered a massive data breach, exposing 147 million users sensitive information, including social security numbers and credit details. Hackers exploited an Apache threads vulnerability, which could have been prevented with timely updates. A $4 billion market loss and a $700 million settlement. A lack of encryption and delayed response worsen the impact. So this breach is a harsh reminder to patch vulnerabilities, encrypt data, and act fast in a crisis. In today's interconnected world, cybercriminals are no longer targeting companies directly. Instead, they attack third-party vendors, a tactic known as supply chain attack. By compromising a trusted vendor, attackers gain access to a much larger network. Some notable cases include 2020 SolarWinds attack. Malware was injected into software updates, impacting government and corporate systems. In 2013, Target POS attack. Hackers breached a vendor, stealing 40 million credit card details. In 2021, Kaseya VSA ransomware attack. Attackers exploited IT management software, affecting 1,500 plus businesses. So, how can we prevent this? By adopting zero trust security, never trust, always verify. By performing vendor risk assessments, by working only with secure third parties, by implementing continuous monitoring to detect suspicious activity early. So, one of the most sophisticated cyber attacks in history, the SolarWinds attack 2020, was a classic example of nation state espionage. Hackers infiltrated software updates, compromising US government agencies and major corporations. What made this attack so dangerous? It remained undetected for months, allowing cybercriminals to silently gather sensitive data. So, supply chain attack is just as critical as internal security. Organizations must continuously monitor vendors and secure every link in their network to prevent such breaches. Next comes social engineering and phishing. Social engineering is a psychological manipulation technique where attackers trick people into revealing confidential information. One of the most common forms of this is phishing, where cybercriminals send fraudulent emails, messages, or websites to steal sensitive data like login credentials and financial information. There are different types of social engineering attacks, including phishing, where fake emails that appear to be from trusted sources. Next comes phishing, which is also known as voice phishing, phone calls impersonating from officials like uh, bank fraud calls. Smishing, SMS phishing. This is malicious SMS messages. Next comes baiting, tricking users into downloading malware such as fake USB drives. So, how do we stay safe? Always verify emails and links before clicking by enabling multi factor authentication for added security, by being cautious of unexpected requests for sensitive data, and most importantly, by educating and training employees to recognize these scams. In 2022, Uber experienced a major data breach, not because of a system vulnerability, but because of social engineering. A hacker tricked an employee into giving up login credentials, granting access to Uber's internal systems, including Slack, security dashboards, and cloud storage. Investigations later linked the attack to the Lapis hacking group, which had already targeted other big tech companies. This breach serves as a wake up call. Even the strongest security measures can fail if employees aren't trained to recognize manipulation tactics. To prevent such incidents, organizations must enforce multi factor authentication, improve employee security awareness, and implement stricter access controls. So, the cyber threat landscape is constantly evolving, and here are some of the biggest emerging threats to watch out for. First, AI powered cyber attacks. Hackers are now using artificial intelligence to automate and enhance attacks, making them faster and harder to detect. Next, cloud security risk. As more companies move to the cloud, cybercriminals find new ways to exploit vulnerabilities in cloud storage and applications. Then we have mobile attacks. With mobile phishing and spyware on the rise, smartphones are becoming prime targets for the cybercriminals. Finally, the zero trust security model is gaining traction. This approach assumes that no one is automatically trusted, reducing attack surfaces and strengthening defenses. So, cybersecurity is not just an IT problem, it's everyone's responsibility. In today's digital world, every individual plays a crucial role in keeping systems and data safe. So, how can we stay protected? First, use multi factor authentication. This adds an extra layer of security beyond just passwords. Second, by keeping software and systems updated to patching vulnerabilities and patching vulnerabilities helps prevent cyber attacks. Third, by being cautious of phishing emails and social engineering. Hackers trick users into revealing sensitive information, so always verify before clicking. And finally, have an incident response plan ready. Being prepared can reduce damage and recovery time in case of a breach. By following these steps, we can all contribute to a safer digital environment. Thank you.